Good morning. We call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order for February 7, 2018. Today we have President myself, Nikel Winfrey, President, Talita Green, Vice President, Clotilde LeBray, Secretary, is absent, and Ms. Raven Reedus from the Public Works Department is here. We'll first start with the swearing in of our new police recruits. Gentlemen, if you could please come to the front. And then you do the motion after I read it. Right? I can't remember. I will read the official appointment, and then I will do the oath, and when I do the oath, then you would insert, when I say I, you insert your name, and you'll raise your hand at that point, but you don't have to do it now. So, good morning.
Good morning.
This is an official appointment of the City of Gary, Indiana, by the Board of Public Works and Safety. We, the undersigned members of the Board of Public Works and Safety of the City of Gary, Indiana, do hereby this day appoint Andrew Cuevas and Derek Brummel of the City of Gary, Indiana, as members of the Police Department of the City of Gary, Indiana, and to serve in such capacity until the expiration of said official term as prescribed by law, or otherwise a qualified successor is so named. So now we will do the oath. If you both will raise your right hand, and then after I say I, you will say your names and then repeat after me. I,
Andrew J. Cuevas,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and the Constitution of the State of Indiana,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially
and impartially
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
as a sworn officer
as a sworn officer
of the City of Gary, Indiana,
of the City of Gary, Indiana,
according to the law
according to the law
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
May I have a motion, please?
I move that we approve Andrew Cuevas and Derek Brummel as City of Gary police recruits.
Second. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. So you sign right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you. Take care.
Next, we have bids proposals to be received regarding the housing repair community development. Are there any bids or proposals from the audience today that have not been previously submitted for housing repair community development? Second call, are there any bids or proposals from the audience today? Third and final call, any bids or proposals from the audience? Seeing none, may I have a motion to close and open those received?
I move that we close bids to be received for housing repair for community development and that we open bids to be received. That have been received.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The first bid received is from Majestic Builders LLC, property at 260 Taft Place. The bid amount is $26,815. $26,815. Property at 1138 Pennsylvania Street. The bid amount is $35,350. $35,350. Property at 362 Matthews Street. The bid amount is $16,800. And $16,800. And for property at 362 Matthews Street, the bid amount is $18,362. $18,362. And those are the bids for Majestic Builders. For JMD Construction, property at 260 Taft Place, the bid amount is $25,000. That's $25,000. Property at 362 Matthews Street, there is no bid. I'm sorry. The bid amount is $10,150. $10,150. Property at 362 Matthews Street, bid amount is $19,850. $19,850. Property 1138 Pennsylvania Street, the bid amount is $25,000. Again, $25,000. That's JMD Construction. Yeah. I move that we refer the bids received to the Department of Community Development for review.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
The motion carries. Next, we have awards for building repairs for Public Works.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Chris Jones, Building Superintendent. We solicited quotes for lights and electrical outlets to be installed at 900 Madison. We requested quotes from KMB Electric, Great Lakes Electric, Great Lakes Electrical Maintenance, and Ginson Electric. The only company that responded was Great Lakes at $5,560.
See if we can find it.
I would like to award Great Lakes Electrical Maintenance this job. We solicited quotes for repairing of the handicap doors at Gary Police Department and the Gary Metro Center. With this job being an emergency situation, we reached out to Trim and Seal and Glass City. We did not receive a response from Trim and Seal. Glass City did respond to our request and quoted us a price of $2,832.42 to repair the Gary Metro Center and $1,270 to repair the police station door. I would like to award these jobs to Glass City. And last, we also solicited quotes to have carpets in City Hall clean. We requested quotes from Stanley Carpet, Cosmic Carpet Cleaning, and Reliable Carpet Cleaning. We did not receive a response from Stanley Carpet. However, we did receive a response from Reliable Cleaning at $2,096 and a response from Cosmic Carpet Cleaning at $3,875. I would like to award this job to Reliable Cleaning, seeing that they have the most reasonable quote. I move that we approve the awards to the companies that were recommended by Chris Jones, the building superintendent.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have claims.
We have ratification of claims for February 2nd, 2018. Mayor's Donation Fund, $250. I move that we ratify the claim for $250 for February 2nd.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
We have approval of claims for February 9th, 2018. General Fund is $164,296.69. Special Revenue, $774,242.10. Market Park, $3,130.90. Fire Pension Fund is $1,300. GSD Rep Community Development is $108. Police Pension is $1,300. Insurance is $954,198.11. Neighborhood Stabilization Grant is $3,661. The lead grant, $1,703.96. Healthy Start Grant, $1,305.85. The Blight Elimination Grant, $16,941.24. Total claims to be paid, $1,922,259.85. I move that we approve claims for February 9, 2015.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes claims. I'm sorry, one more. Payroll. We have ratification of payroll for February 2nd, 2018. Total payroll, $1,655,107.22. I move that we ratify payroll for February 2nd, 2018.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence and agreements. Correspondence from the Fire Department.
The first contract that we have is for E-Civis. This is not the fire department. This should be the finance department. To Clotilde LeBroy, Public Works, Stephen Jenkins, Assistant City Attorney. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with E-Civis Incorporated for grant management software for the Finance Department's various grant-based activities. The terms of the contract is from February 12, 2018, and will last 1 year into February 11, 2019. Contract shall be paid in an amount not to exceed $25,200. The contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. The memo should indicate that the contract will begin February 12, 2018, and will last, it was actually 3 years, and 1 year at $25,200 each year.
Okay, let me see.
The scope of services, contract agrees to install software that will create and track projects needing funding, search relevant grant opportunities, create grant approval workflows, build narrative and grant budgets, save all grant files in one area for audit, and provide monthly legislative updates. The terms of the agreement will expire February 11, 2019, and will be paid $25,200 per year. I move that we approve the contract with E-Civis Incorporated.
Second. Any questions? I'm sorry, can you say again? You said the memo needed to be corrected, correct?
Yes.
And you, was
It's
it?
okay for 1 year, but it should have been for 3 years.
And it's, let me see.
And he has it for 1 year.
The actual in agreement says one as well.
So this is okay for 1 year, it just means we have to come back and do 2 more years.
Okay, so nothing has to be changed on here now.
If we leave it that way, yes.
Do you want to leave it that way?
Yeah, because we need to get started.
Okay. Well, okay, that's okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And that was the only change, correct?
That was the only change.
Next, we have approval contract with the Enforcer LLC.
The Law Department has drafted the attached contract between the City of Gary and the Enforcer LLC for the purchase of an Enforcer firefighter forcible entry simulator, a piece of equipment firefighters use to simulate forcible entry into a fire scene. The terms of the contract runs from January 3rd, 2018 to January 29th, 2019. The cost of purchasing the equipment shall not exceed $8,640. The contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Attached is the contract, scope of services. Contract agrees to sell to the Gary Fire Department an Enforcer forcible entry simulator that accommodates 9 forcible entry evolutions. I move that we approve the contract for the fire department to enforce it.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the mayor's office.
This memo is to Clotilda Board of Public Works from Stephen Jenkins, Assistant City Attorney. Contribution agreement. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contribution agreement between the City of Gary and East Sierra Foundation. The city agrees to contribute $275,000 to the foundation and will make 4 additional future distributions in the amount of $50 each. The agreement is effective. $50,000 each. The agreement is effective January 1st, 2018 for a term of 5 years. There was an additional modification to the agreement added to Article 1. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. In Article 1, it reads 1.1, any charitable organization that is to receive funds hereunder must consent and agree to utilize 90% of all funds for direct scholarship contributions, and no more than 10% thereof shall be used for administrative or non-scholarship costs. The city receives an annual contribution from Majestic Star Casino in the development agreement to be used for such charitable purposes as the city determines. In Article 2, the purpose of the contribution is to financially support the existing scholarship program and to expand the scholarship program by increasing the number of participants, with an emphasis on student applications, exemplifying community service, a passion for obtaining a career in civil service, and or with a commitment to residing within the City of Gary and supporting the City of Gary, Indiana. Article 3, the city agrees that as soon as practicable after the execution of this agreement, the existing development agreement funds in an amount of $275,000 will be transferred to the foundation. Thereafter, 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022, A contribution of $50,000 will be made for a total of $200,000. This agreement will be effective for a term of 5 years, effective January 1st, 2018. I move that we approve the contract for a contribution agreement between the City of Gary and the Sierra Foundation.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from, it shouldn't be the Metro Center. Yes, it should be the Law Department.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works from the Carol Allen Winfrey Corporation Council regarding Metro Center Property Management Agreement. The Law Department has reviewed the attached Metro Center Property Management Agreement between the City of Gary and Gary Public Transportation Corporation. It is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. For the preamble, number 2, Gary Public Transportation Center is a municipal corporation of the state of Indiana, and in such capacity is furnishing public transportation to the City of Gary. Therefore, the Metro Center was acquired to provide facilities for GPTC in order to house and operate its executive and management offices, maintain corporate records, and serve as a bus terminal or the Metro Center. Owner has requested GPTC to serve as the manager of the Metro Center, and GPTC is willing to act for the owner in such capacity upon the terms set forth in this agreement. The Metro Center, in addition to the space occupied by GPTC, contains approximately 7 rental units. Covered in this agreement are the duties of GPTC, which includes collection of revenue, expenses and surplus, inspection and repairs, and employees. GPTC shall have the authority to hire, supervise, and terminate all independent contractors or employees reasonably required for the management, care, and protection of the Metro Center and the tenants. The terms of the agreement are from January 1st, 2017 to December 31st, 2017. I move that we approve the contract between the City of Gary and the Metro Center with GPTC for the Metro Center.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Traffic Department.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Evelyn Diaz, Traffic Control Superintendent. Please be advised the documentation has been reviewed and is accepted for the following resident, Rosetta B. Nicholson. This is a new application. And included in the application is a valid driver's license, valid vehicle registration, no expiration placard, and also notification from the physician indicating that she is in need of a disabled parking sign that will enable her to move from her transportation source to her home.
Transportation source? I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I understand what you're saying.
That's how it reads, and I'm looking to see if this is the same
Let me go
address.
back to the-
It looks like the person who has the car also resides at the same address, but it's just a different person, so that must be the person who's transporting her.
Yeah, the registration and the license match.
Yep. And the address matches Miss Nicholson's address for the registration on the vehicle.
So it's probably a caregiver. Okay.
All right. I move that we approve the handicap parking sign for Ms. Nicholson.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the IT Department.
This memo is to the Board of Public Works and Safety from Gregory Thomas, City Attorney. Agreement to provide IT services to the Gary Chicago International Airport Authority. The Law Department has reviewed the agreement with the City of Gary through its Information Technology Department to provide IT services to the Gary Chicago International Airport Authority. The scope of services are described in detail in the contract. In exchange for providing services to the airport, The Chicago Gary Airport Authority will pay the City of Gary IT Department a retainer of $3,500 per month for the services. The terms of the contract shall be for 1 year, June 30th, 2018 to June 30th, 2019. The contract is in proper legal form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Scope of services. The City of Gary IT Department is committed to maintaining a stable and secure network core for the Gary Chicago International Airport through incorporation into the city's wide area network. Services for this network are currently provided to the city by AT&T through a fiber link that provides industry standards for network speed. A hosted phone system has been fully installed. The City of Gary IT Department will be responsible for maintenance of the Gary Chicago International Airport hosted phone system. The principal activities required in supporting this infrastructure are included. And basically it indicates network, email, support backup, voice over IT and telecom, and technical support. I move that we approve the contract between the City of Gary IT Department and the Gary Chicago International Airport Authority.
Second, any questions? The signature page needs to be redone. It doesn't have it. It just has, I don't see unless this is the wrong one, I don't see the Board of Works.
That's the only signature page.
Huh?
That's the only signature page.
Okay. Well, actually, it's not corrected. This one stays because this goes to the airport, but we need to add a Board of Works signature page. So, you add it and just send it for signature. I'm sorry, did we, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Human Resources Department.
The first contract is with Cigna Behavioral Health, and I am going to move that this contract is referred back to the law department. The memo indicates the terms, but there's no contract that's attached that indicates those terms. It looks like only the contract is attached for Cigna, but the city's contract, which would have all the additional terms, is not included.
Hold on 1 second, let me make sure that, it may be that, I don't know what this part is. This copy seems weird that it's going to the side.
Yeah, it is. You have something different though, do you?
Yeah, mine's a straight, so I don't know.
This is going like,
But you have a contract. We don't.
So you wanna read from this?
Yeah, this one. Oh, over here.
yeah, I don't,
But mine's
Okay. Raven
the
has a
contract.
okay.
She has something different than what we have.
Okay, so let's just defer to next week, because I'm
Yeah, I can read it.
confused, I don't know what that is compared
Just
to.
need a copy of that one.
So, if you send these back, it's just the whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll take these back to Stephen and get him to bring it back, clarify why it's, two different. All right, that's the third, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have contract with Underwriters Safety and Claims.
The law department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Underwriter Safety and Claims for third-party administrative services for the city's workers' compensation plan and to serve as the agent to secure excess workers' compensation coverage from New York Marine and General Insurance Company. The terms of the contract is from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018. Contract should be paid an amount not to exceed $38,000 and would be billed quarterly to the city as services contract. This contract is in legal proper form and is sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Scope of services, contractor agrees to provide third-party administration services to the city in the areas of workers' compensation, optional medical management services, optional medical set-aside services, and loss control services pursuant to the terms and conditions of the third-party administrative agreement attached hereto and incorporated. Included are the utilization review fees and the MSA and related service fees. I move that we approve the contract between the City of Gary and Underwriter Safety and Claims.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
The next contract is with Comprehensive Care. The Law Department has reviewed the enclosed contract with Comprehensive Care Incorporated and Comprehensive Physical Therapy for city's occupational health and medicine programs, including treatment for on-the-job injuries, accidents, as well as unemployment, employment, and random drug screening. The terms of the contract is from January 1st, 2018 through December 31st, 2018, and shall be paid at an amount not to exceed $40,000. The contract is in proper legal form and sufficient to adequately protect the interests of the City of Gary. Scope of services. Exhibit E, company pricing for basic occupational services price list is in the addendum. And contract agrees to provide the following occupational health medical services for city employees, the fees of which shall be paid by Underwriter Safety and Claims as allocated expenses and paid from the claims fund account. Include the medical services, which are physical exams, chest x-rays, drug and alcohol screening, respiratory clearance, and regulatory compliance. The city agrees to reimburse in accordance with the following schedule for all workers' comp and occupational medical services. Comprehensive care workers' comp, 90% of usual, customary, and reasonable prevailing rates. Comprehensive care for the occupational medical services is in Appendix A, and comprehensive therapy, workers' compensation, usual and customary rates paid under Align Networks plan. Attached is the company pricing for basic occupational services. And there's a range for each category, which is the physical exams, drug and alcohol screening, chest x-rays, respiratory clearance, and regulatory compliance. I move that we approve the contract between the City of Gary and Comprehensive Care.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Next, we have correspondence from the Public Works Department.
Golders monitoring well installation. We have a letter from David Schilling, engineer, and this is for Golders monitoring and well installation at 3499 Grant Street. The wells will be located in the alley behind the site. The wells are being installed to monitor potential groundwater contamination from leaking underground storage tanks per IDEM requirements. At this time, we're planning to complete this work February 26th, and the work will take 1 day. The contractor indicates that they will be working with Strata Environmental Contractors, and the engineer states that he has reviewed the application and it is acceptable with respect to the City of Gary. If the board approves, we recommend granting Golders a permit contingent upon Strata Environmental Contractors obtaining the City of Gary contract license. Any disturbance shall be restored to the attached specifications, and traffic control will be to NDOT and other applicable standards. Attached are the right-of-way permit requirements, and it indicates in Section 3 what the restoration requirements are. I move that we approve the monitoring well installation at 3499 Grant Street.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Next, we have request for permit to install fiber optic ducts, MCI transmission services at 15th Avenue, Chase Street. A request has been received for fiber optic cable to be installed at the subject locations by MCI Transmission Services. A detailed traffic control plan has been submitted and found to be acceptable if the board approves. We recommend granting MCI Transmission Services a permit contingent upon contractor and subcontractors have obtained all proper licensing permits and fees are paid with the building department. Restoration shall be as specified in the attached right-of-way permit requirements, and MCI shall provide a schedule 10 days prior to construction and notify affected property and business owners, schools, police, fire, GPTC, and Board of Public Works. And again, attached are the restoration requirements. I move that we approve the request for a permit to install fiber optic ducts at MCI Transmission Services, 15th Avenue and Chase Street.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
That motion carries.
Next, we have a request for permit to install CATV cable, Comcast and Pertano, 650 Madison Street. The request has been received for cable television fiber optic cable to be installed by Pertano on behalf of Comcast. And it has an active City of Gary contractor's license. If the board approves, we recommend granting Comcast a permit contingent upon dedicated flagmen shall be on site at all times while working with the city's right-of-way. Restoration shall be as specified in the attached right-of-way permit requirements. And Comcast shall provide a schedule 10 days prior to construction and notify affected property, business owners, school, police, fire, GPTC, and Board of Public Works. There is also a request for the permit from Comcast indicating the reason for the work. And the reason is to install new CATV cable between an existing utility pole located on 6th Avenue, a new CATV vault on 7th Avenue, and a new CATV vault on Madison Street to building 650 Madison Street as shown in the drawing. All CATV cable will be installed underground using directional boring and a permit to include a road board to go underneath 6th Street. Construction costs $12,300. I move that we approve the request for a permit to install CATV cable.
Second, any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
We also have North Broadway U.S. Steel safety barricades request. A request has been received from U.S. Steel to place a movable traffic calming barriers on Broadway north of Indiana Toll Road. Attached is a request from U.S. Steel and a diagram on proposed barriers. That portion of Broadway, although platted as City of Gary right-of-way, is maintained by U.S. Steel. The sole user of the roadway is U.S. Steel. Therefore, we recommend allowing U.S. Steel to be allowed to replace the barriers as proposed, and that comes from David Schilling, the engineer. We have also attached barriers of Broadway north of Toll Road, which is the rationale for the barriers. In an effort to provide a safe and secure environment for our employees at the Broadway gate entrance, we would like to place barriers to protect them from ongoing traffic and oncoming traffic. This action shall also address the following points. Limit the volume of unexpected traffic, such as semi-trucks. Ensure traffic approaches at suitable speeds. Deter the several lost individuals coming to the gate daily from the toll road. At least once a month, we have an incident or issue with personnel not aware of their surroundings, such as under the influence, medical issues, and mentally impaired. Impact for the city. This will not impact routine traffic in the city of Gary in any way. This area is north of the toll road at our entrance on the north end of Broadway. In 2013, we revoked our 1946 lease and took possession of the abandoned Gary Transit building, bus terminal. At this time, it was established that all north property of the overpass was our property, as it was leased by the bus service that is no longer used. We have always maintained the road service. U.S. Steel Shops providing patching, plowing, etc. on the stretch of the road. I move that we approve U.S. Steel to set safety barricades on their property.
Second, any questions? I have one question. Do you mind, I can't, okay. It's hard for me to see on here where it is, just so I know where it is. Okay, so
So when you come under, there's just gonna be there,
the yellow mark is
yes.
barricade,
And
okay.
then we're gonna have, one that comes there, so if somebody comes speeding through there, they can't get through.
So they would have to go like this?
Yeah,
Okay, and then there's one here, in the middle of the street.
well, yeah, that one's already there,
Gotcha, so these are the two that you're adding?
yeah. And we were thinking about putting, maybe like a triangle, putting a light pole there too. But that's
Like,
not on
okay.
the table yet.
Okay. So you could keep that one with the official request.
So yellow is the barricades.
Yeah, the one
Okay, this is the
straight
total.
is already existing.
And this
The
comes.
two horizontal ones are the new one.
And this is the total, okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. That concludes our agenda topics. Is there any unfinished or new business today? No? We're open for public comment, 2 minutes per person, agenda topics only, please. Would anyone like to speak? No? Seeing none? I'm sorry, yes, sir.
It's still open. On the airport, RDA City, we've invested $200 million in that airport, by my figures, it's been in existence since 1946. We've had several major airlines come and go from there, among them Trans World Airlines, which doesn't exist anymore, Southwest, Hooters, and Allegiance. They get subsidies and leave. You got 3 directors there now, and guess what, folks? Their biggest customer is the federal government deporting people out of here every Friday, where they take the old jets and kick illegal aliens out of here. The Griffith Airport does more takeoffs and landings than us, and we have 3 directors. That is a political plum boondoggle that does absolutely nothing for us citizens of Gary except suck up money, in the same way with the RDA when they put the $100 million for the railroads to move their tracks 500 yards. That's what they did. Railroads did pretty good on that one. Second thing I'm gonna bring to your attention is, why don't we start addressing our food desert here in Gary? We're putting money everywhere. They even have Whole Foods in Englewood. You got all this garbage being sold to these kids out of these fast food places, out of these convenience stores, and out of these grocery stores. I can go to a Mexican grocery store in Lake Station, get everything fresh cut meats, fresh vegetables that are brought in by the hour. Why don't we do something for livability of the citizens of this city? We pay some of the highest car insurance rates, property and casualty rates in the whole state here, and it's sin and a shame us survivors of this have to put up with it. We had better services in Gary in the 50s, when I was growing up in the early 60s, than we got now. We had 200 buses that run all over the place. They run to Porter County, they run to Chicago. We don't have that anymore. A library system that even serviced Porter County, and a school system that was the envy of the world, not just the state, the envy of the world. When are we going to get real and do something for the citizens of our city?
Thank you. Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Yes, I would want to remind the Board of Public Works that one of the main responsibilities when we talk about public works are our streets and roadways. And I've been before you several times complaining about the job being done on Broadway. This is a $14 million paving job. In the past, I complained about the 1220 paving job. These both jobs were both done by the Reith Riley Company, and both of them have been substandard, leaving a finished product that was not only filled with potholes and errors as far as the matter that the drains, etc., were installed. leaving hazards for the, not only the pedestrians, but the road-using drivers. And I have to emphasize, as I walk from my home on Broadway down to City Hall, and see the brand-new job, it's only 2 months old. Broadway is only 2 months old, and it's already filled with cracks, potholes. The road work is deteriorating. I've heard comments from the administration saying that the company is going to come back in spring and make some repairs. But I would emphasize to the Board of Public Works and Safety that we cannot accept that road as the contractor is working on it. We cannot accept it in that condition. We're going to have to insist, not that he repair the things he did wrong, but that road has to be redone. We're paying for a brand new road, and they're going to leave us with an old, patched up piece of garbage and bill us $14 million for it. So I'm going to continue complaining about the Rethriving Corporation and how they're taking advantage of this community, and we know why they're doing it. We know why. Because they can't do this in other communities.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No. Any comments from the board?
No,
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
move to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.